Good morning to you. Welcome back. You are still watching Morning Live. Now, Phatutshedzo Shaun Maswanganyi is an Olympic silver medalist. Now, after his amazing feat as part of the 4x100 meter relay team out in Paris, Shaun joins us this morning to talk about an athletics career which has had so many highlights. Shaun, firstly, thank you so much for waking up and coming to join us this morning.
Thank you for having me once again.
Let's talk about how Shaun gets into athletics, because it was from a young age, I think, that you realized that you've got the potential and you've got the talent. But what drove you to it? Was it just the fact that you were winning, or because you just genuinely had a desire to pursue a career in athletics?
I think the gag was that I actually started because I was prideful. There was a guy who actually beat me in a race, and I just couldn't live with the fact that someone was actually faster than me. So I remember just going back to my coach that Monday, because I wasn't doing athletics at the time. I was just doing it for the school, just a few races in the off season. And then my coach was like,
Inter-high.
Yeah, inter-high, basically. So I told my coach, you know what, I can't live with someone knowing that someone is faster than me. I'm going to be at practice and I'm not going to miss a single day.
I love that for you. And speak to me about what your journey has looked like. I know some people are like, oh, Shaun says a lot. But the fact that you're able to go out in the 4x100 meter out in Paris and get this silver medal, which I don't know how you're sitting with it around your neck right now because it's so heavy, and just giving you that, you know what, I can actually do this. I can back up the way I talk with performance.
You always have to have confidence. As an athlete, if you want to compete at the highest level, you need to have confidence. You need to believe you're one of the best in the world. If you don't live it and believe it, it's going to be very hard for you to just turn on that mental switch when it's game time. And my coach always taught me that, you know, you have to let your performance speak, but as well, you got to be confident in your own right and own it. You know, if you don't own it, it's going to be very hard, because sometimes, you know, a lot of people always put pressure on us to be overly humble. But, you know, we athletes, we have to compete. We have to have that confidence when you step on the line.
You talk about having to own it and having that confidence when you have to step up. We saw you out at the Paris Olympics, and a lot of people watching right now don't even know that you weren't running the part of the race that you normally used to running. How did that affect you in terms of that preparation, which wasn't a lot, in terms of just switching and having to run a different position? And how was that for you?
So fortunately for me, I compete in the collegiate scale, and we run a lot of relays over there. So when the relay coach came to me 2 days before the prelims, and he said, listen, we have an injury on the team. We're going to have to move you to the second leg. And I was thinking about, oh man, like Tokyo, I tried to run that leg, and we didn't have much practice, and it didn't go so well. But I was a lot more confident this time around. My coach was there, Coach Carl Lewis. He was there helping and assisting. So in the warm-up area, the day of the competition, I didn't have as much nerves as I did in Tokyo. And I just took it on my chest and said, you know what, let's get this job done. And
I mean, we speak about Coach Carl Lewis because you mentioned him now, and you and I were speaking off air. And it's the fact that I'm like, is your phone not going to ring while you're on air? And you're like, no, my coach is probably sleeping. But he does call me sometimes at like 2 a.m. American time. Being coached by Carl Lewis, that's something that a lot of people can only dream of. Does it hit you when you like look at your life and you're like, I'm coached by the Carl Lewis?
Yes and no. It's so weird because we have such a father and son type of relationship. He's more than the coach to me. He's more than a mentor. And just to have him in my life and see how much of a pivotal role he's played in developing me, and, you know, giving me more than just, you know, track advice. You know, that's how our relationship was able to grow within the past 4 or 5 years. And just to have him keep playing that pivotal role, looking for that long-term relationship, we're still going to be together. I'm still going back to Houston to get coached by him and train with the rest of the guys, even after just graduating. So it's definitely an honor and a privilege. And sometimes you don't realize how famous he is because so many people stop him and ask him for photos. I'm like, oh yeah, he is famous. Like, you know, I just have that little bit of a realization. But I love the guy, man. That's my guy.
You speak about going back to Houston, even if after you graduate, you're still going to train with Coach. Let's talk about that element of your life, your education, because you seem to be a man that has said, yes, I'm an athlete. Yes, I can do really well in this career, but I still want to back it up with my education. Speak to us about what you studied, what degrees you have, and what the future looks like for you.
So I studied economics, majored in economics and minored in business admin. I always wanted to be in finance and banking, also investment banking. And before the track and field ambitions and NBA ambitions and, you know, rugby, I really wanted to be in banking. So I still wanted to make sure I get a quality degree when I went over to the States, because I knew that, you know, just studying in South Africa is going to be very, very hard to balance the both because there's not many systems that allow you to balance such a hard degree and compete at such a world-class level. So, I took the opportunities with both hands when I left high school, and I said, I'm going to try spread my wings, Mom. I'm going to make you proud. I'm going to try to get this degree in the required 4 years, because some people usually get it in 5 years because it's so hard. And, you might fail a class here and there. But I just told myself that, I have a mission and I have a statement. I'm getting it in 4 years.
And I love that for you, Shaun. You speak about so many different parts of your life and your career. And I have to touch on the fact that you're now with Optimize under Emika Saleti, Viv, and also T-Man. Let's speak about that and moving to this new management team. What does the future for Shaun Phatutshedzo Maswanganyi look like?
So we got Coach Carl Lewis involved as well, because obviously he has such a great career. So he definitely has a lot of experience with marketing agencies and so forth, and how they promote him. So when me and Coach Carl were talking, and we actually spoke to the whole Optimize team just 2 days ago, we sat down and we were on a Zoom call, and we pretty much discussed the strategies of where I see myself going in the future, as well as my brand. And Coach Carl realized right then and there that Optimize is the best team, the best equipped, the ones who are going to pretty much set my brand to the next level.
And I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with your brand and taking it to the next level. For you, though, we speak about you being 23 years old now. You've already had 2 Olympic experiences. When you look at the Olympics journey, what does it still look like for you? Are you doing 2 more, 3 more? How far do you want to push it?
I definitely want to push for 3 Olympics. Me and my coach, coincidentally, I always say that our timelines align. I was born 40 years after him. And we had our first Olympics at the same time, his second Olympics at the same time. So I hope to get in 4 Olympics like him, and, retired around 36 or so. I just got to take care of myself. It's a long journey, but I know I'm ready to make the sacrifice and make it work.
And you speak about making the sacrifice and making it work. We look forward to seeing what you're still going to do in the future. Congratulations on your silver medal. 36, that's still another 13 years to go. So we look forward to what you're going to do. But thank you so much for joining us this morning, Shaun.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Phatutshedzo Shaun Maswanganyi joining us this morning, talking all things about his athletics career, coaching, of course, by the famous Carl Lewis. And we look forward to what he's going to do in the future.